Okay. Hello, everyone. A very warm greeting from GetGIS. Hope everyone is doing fine. I am Shrishti, Relationship Manager from GetGIS, and we here at GetGIS nurture our candidates' dream of migrating abroad. And today we all have gathered here for a webinar session on Australia's skilled worker program, migration. And our host for today is Afreen, who is having an immense experience in immigration segment for almost 5 years now. And she'll be sharing her knowledge about the immigration segment, respectively, for Australia. And we have as our panelist, we have our panelist, Soumya, Mishta, Harita, Diksha, and Tanushri, who will be assisting with your webinar session now. And I request each and every participants to drop their concerns and query in Q&A section. And your question and answer session will start after 20 minutes of the session. So kindly stay tuned to get all the information related to the immigration with respect to Australia. And I hand it over to you, Afreen. Please start. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Very warm good evening to all of you. And first of all, I would like to thank all of you that you are giving your immense and your very precious time to us, because in the today's era, time is everything for everyone. And this time is majorly the time when we are with our family, basically the dinner time, or we are having at least a splendid time so that we will be able to connect with our loved ones. But now when you have just given this precious time to us, so I'll make sure that this 1 hour will gonna be very informative, so that whatever the hopes you are having through this webinar, they all will be fulfilled. So basically, I am assuming and I am imagining that if you all are here, then basically everyone wants to settle down into a new country. And definitely the name of the new country is Australia, because you all are gathered here to know about the Australia skilled migration. Okay. So before we just start the webinar, I'll tell you that what will be the insights of the webinar, what will be the timings, and in those timings, what we will be covering. So initially, we will be giving an introduction about the Australia skilled migration process, about the programs that the Australian government is running. In the next 15 minutes, we will be discussing about the visa subclasses, that what are the visa subclasses, what is the significance of each and every visa subclass. Then in the second half, after the 30 minutes, means in the next 15 minutes, we will be discussing about the process, that if anyone wants to initiate the process, what are the prerequisites, what are the points calculation, what is the documentation process. And in the ending, we will be discussing about the occupation in demand, and basically about the charges that will be coming into the migration process. And we will be taking a Q&A session alternatively with each one of you, so that we will be able to address your queries personally. Okay. So I am hoping that you will get your queries resolved and you will get the each and every answer of your question that you are having in your mind related to the Australia skilled migration. Okay. So I welcome you all again on the free webinar on Australia skilled migration through the GetGIS Global Immigration Services. So basically, we are dealing into a lot of countries and we are fulfilling the dreams beyond the boundaries. Why beyond the boundaries? Because we are making the dream come true and settling down into a new country, which is Germany, Sweden, Austria, Australia, Canada, UK, and many more countries. It totally depends on your interest. Then in which country you are more interested and where your career opportunities are more inclined. Okay. So before we just move to the process, what is Australia skilled migration, the question comes into the mind, why Australia? Then if I am thinking that I should migrate, I am thinking Australia is running day and night in my mind. Australia is running, like if I am sleeping, I am having the dream of Australia. I am waking up in Sydney, I'm having good night in Melbourne. But why Australia? Okay, so this is the basic particular question, why one should move to Australia. So there are not only one single reason, there are numerous reasons that why should one person move to Australia, and which is the Australia follows the aggressive migration program. Okay, aggressive migration program means the migration program is very easy to understand and it is totally in your control. There will be nothing which will be going out of your control. It will be a process which will be totally remain from the starting till the end in your hand only. There are no language barriers, which means that in Australia, the only and the primary language that the Australian persons use, it's only the English. Okay. Pleasant climate and breathtaking scenery. Like if any one of you have heard, if you can see even 3 weathers in a single day, then it happens in Australia. Yeah, it happens in Melbourne. Like in the morning, you can see a very pretty morning over there, a very good sun shining. In the afternoon, you will be able to see the little bit raining over there, and in the evening, you will be able to see the cold as well. So like in a single day, you will be able to experience the 3 weather just only in a single day. Peaceful multicultural society. Australia is very peaceful. Violence is not there. And multicultural society, because everyone from the different part of the countries are migrating to Australia. Being a student, being a worker, being a migrant, being a permanent holder. But yes, the society is multicultural. Excellent education and health care system. No one can deny then Australia having a lot of good colleges and universities in all over the world, and they are also having a very good healthcare system as well. Numerous career opportunities with high paying jobs. This is the first priority which every one of us is seeking. It's me, you, every one of us is seeking whether we will be having the career opportunities or not. And not only the career opportunities, we need a job with a good paying salary. Okay. First home owner grant worth $10,000. If we purchase our first home being a PR holder, then we get a grant worth of 10,000 Australian dollar. It is a pathway to the New Zealand citizenship also, because New Zealand and Australian government are having some agreements together. Enjoy social security benefits after 2 years, means the children education, the health and everything will remain absolutely free for you. So there are some social security benefits which you will be able to get after the 2 years of your PR. Okay. And there are many more benefits, like if a child will be born in Australia, because Australia is having a very less population, then you will get the child bonus as well. Okay. And you will get a lot of visa-free travel to more than 180 countries. Okay. And yes, definitely Australia and New Zealand are sharing the borders. So there will be a lot of opportunities in New Zealand as well if you get an Australia PR. Being an entrepreneur, being a businessman, it becomes easy for you to invest in Australia and New Zealand, and then you can make your entrepreneurship in a very big manner. Okay. So these are the benefits which you will get if you are moving to Australia. Okay, now it is clear that why we should move to why Australia. Now the second question comes in mind. Okay, I'm okay with the things. I'm very much interested in the benefits and I'm very impressed with the benefits. But how should I move to Australia? Then there are a lot of visas which we use to move to Australia. Like very one of the famous route and the topic which we are having in today's webinar, skilled migration visas. Then the second we have dependent visas, partner and family visas, business visa, investment visa, student visa, and skilled graduate visa employer. Okay. And sponsored visas like skilled graduate visa, employer sponsored visas, and working holiday visas. These all three are the working visa category. Okay. Now, in Australia, there is a very special thing about Australian immigration process. Then in Australia, the Australian government, the Department of Home Affairs of Australia, they have categorized visa into a specific name, that if anyone wants to come on to visitor visa, then the visa name would be the visa subclass 600. If a person needs to come on a student visa, then the name of the visa subclass gonna be 500. If a student wants to come on a skilled on a parent's visa, then this visa subclass gonna be either 820, either 801. So in Australia, we have a visa subclass, means we have a particular name for a particular visas. So the visas which we broadly use. Okay. So these are the 189, which is the skill independent visa, 190, which is the skill nominated visa, and 491, which is the skilled work regional provisional visa, or we can say the family sponsorship visa as well. But how these three are different, that we will gonna discuss into the later part. Okay. Now the biggest question, why one should invest in the Australia PR? Okay. Why? I am also asking myself, okay, I'll invest in Australia PR. Definitely when I'll be going with the process, then there will be some government charges, then there will be some other miscellaneous charges that I need to pay. But why? So like we talk about the FDs, RDs, gold and mutual funds now. There we invest and we get some returns. Australia PR is a far better investment than me. Invest in INR, definitely we would be investing in INR. But when we will be in Australia, we will earn in the Australian dollar. Get the return rate of investment, the rate of investment more than 100x of your investment, better returns than FD, RD, gold and mutual funds, and save 1 to 3 lakhs per month. Because you will be having the same talent. Like if I am a ICT business analyst, but I am getting only 70,000 INR in India with the same talent, with the same educational qualification, I'll be getting 3 times more salary in Australia. So definitely I'll be getting the 3 times more investment. Okay. So that is the reason why one should start the process of Australia PR and why one should invest in the Australia PR. Okay. So before we just move to the journal eligibility requirements, we should discuss about the visa subclasses. And even before that, I'll show you the plan of the Australia immigration, that what is the plan they are having for the 2023 to 2024. Okay. So I would like to excuse just for 1 minute to share the another screen with you. So here, this is the official website of the Department of Australia. Okay, means that this is the official website of the Australian Government Department of Home Affairs, Immigration and Citizenship. So what we do, migration program planning levels. So this was the level for the 2022 and 2023. Means on September 22, Australian government announced that the planning level that will remain from the 2022 to 2023, it will increase to 1,95,000. Okay, which means the skilled migration will be 1,42,400 and the family migration will be 52,500. Okay, and they have bifurcated, then even it's like for the planning levels. And we can see that there is an immense increase in all of the migrations. Like if you see the 2021-2022 planning levels, the employer sponsored visas were 22,000, skill independent was 6,500, but in the 2022 to 2023 it has been an immense increase in the skill independent, which is from 6,500 to 32,100. Okay, even you can see in the state nominations also there has been an increase of more than 10,000. So this is the reason we are having Australia as a top choice, because people are migrating over there due to the benefits they are getting in return. Okay, so it's not only about the persons they are inviting, it also about the persons who are themselves want to migrate into the Australia. They also want to become a part of the growing economy in the world, of a very healthiest and wealthiest country in the world as well. So this is the table, and I'm very sure that this data is a very correct data, because this is not any kind of third-party website. We are directly giving you this information through the official website of the Immigration and Citizenship of Australia. So this is the data. And I am very sure that when the next time this stats will be calculated by the Australian government, then all our attendees will also be a part of the Australian economy. All right, so let's move back to our presentation where we just left ourselves. This was the general eligibility requirements. Okay, so now you know that every process has certain requirements. Some we need this kind of thing, you need to be this, like when we go for a job, the interviewer sets some requirement, your education should be this, your work experience should be this, you should know these kind of skills, you will be this much hardworking, you need to work for these much working hours. So there are some preset requirements. But yes, what are the eligibility requirements for the Australia PR? So there are various categories under which you can apply for Australia PR visa, but the general eligibility factors for applying for Australia PR needs at least 65 points under the point test grade. So there is a point test grade, and under that, we need the 65 points to apply for the Australia PR out of 100. And what are those factors on which the points will be calculated? So those factors are basically the minimal factors like your age, your education, your work experience, your language proficiency. Okay, so first one is age. Like in Canada PR, your age is decreasing. Sorry, your age is increasing, your points are decreasing. But in Australia, you got a benefit that the age points are considered in a slab. If you are in an age group of between 18 to 25, you will get 25 points. If you are between 25 to 33, you will get 30 points. If you are between 33 to 40, you will get 25 points. If you are 40 and 45, 15. Means maximum points are 30, minimum are 15, but you will be having an age slab. If due to any reason, your age is increased from 26 to 27, then you don't need to be worried about it because you will be having the same points. Then the second thing, your English language skills, okay, which is the competent English. So there are two kinds of very popular tests for the Australian immigration, which is the IELTS General and the Pearson test of English, which is the PTE academic. So if you get the competent score, which is 6 or more band, which means 6 in listening, 6 in reading, 6 in writing, and 6 in speaking. And if you get 50 in each in the PT, you will get 0 points. So competent English is good, but it's not that much good enough that we can enroll for the Australia PR. Proficient English means 7 in each or 65 in each in the PT, then you will get the 10 points. Then we have the superior English, which means 8 or more band in all of the 4 modules, and 79 in PT. And I feel very proud to say that when we talk about the IELTS test or the Pearson test of English test, we have our trainers that much expert and we have that much dedicated trainers that each one of our candidate get the desired results. Normally, the people say getting a 8,777 or getting a 79 in the Pearson test of English or getting 8 in each of the band is very difficult. But we say it's very easy. You just need to go through the GetGIS IELTS training module, or you just need to go through the GetGIS PT training module. Because first thing, we are having a very, very comfortable schedule. We have the online classes. You don't need to travel anywhere. You don't need to drain your energy. Second thing, we have a very good flexible timings. If you are working and you want to dedicate some time to your language test preparation, then even it is very feasible for us because we have more than 300 plus trainers associated with us. So you can easily have the time slots which you want. Okay. And you will not be having only a trainer. You will be having a relationship manager with you so that anyone will be able to connect with you and you can have your concerns, your queries, your feedbacks shared with your relationship manager. And it's not only with the classes only. With your case manager who will be assigned to you for the process, you will also get the relationship manager for your PR process as well, so that you will be running a smooth process. Okay. So let's get back to the point criteria. Now the skilled employment experience. Now the employment experience. This is a very major fact where most of the people go wrong. Okay. And where most of the people get lesser points because the person who will be evaluating your profile, they are not able to give you the right count for your work experience. So in Australia, if your education and your work experience are not matching, then definitely the Australian government will gonna be deduct some points from your profile. Okay. Suppose for an example, I am a graduate, like I have done the Bachelor of Commerce, but then I joined the IT industry, which is related to computer science engineering or which is related to some other kind of software engineering domain. And if I am holding the 5 years of experience, then my first 1 year of experience will be deducted, because they will be counting my first year of experience being a trainee into a new environment, because I also don't have the education related to that domain. Okay. So that is the biggest reason. So skilled employment experience for lesser than 3 years, it will be 0, which means that any person whose experience is exactly 3 years, at least 3 means exactly 3, then it is very necessary, then the education or experience should be matching. If you have 2 degrees, then at least one of that match with your work experience. If you have at least 3 years, but less than 5 years, you will get 5 points. If you have at least 5, but less than 8 years, you will get 10 points. If you have at least 8 years or more, you will get 15 points. Australian skill employment, if you have any kind of work experience in Australia, which generally persons don't have. Educational qualification. Third benefit of Australia PR, whether you have a bachelor's or you have a master's, you will get the same point, which is 15. Okay. And for a PhD degree, you will get 20 points. For a diploma or trade qualification from Australia Education Institutes, you will get 10 points. So majorly, we will fit in the category of 15 or 20. Then this is a special category exam in the Australia, which is called as the Credentialed Community Language Exam, which is known as the NATI exam, which means if you have a very good catch on your regional language, Marathi, Odia, Tamil, then you can give this exam and you can increase your 5 points. You just need to attain more than 75% marks in this exam. And then the last one is study in regional Australia. If you have done your study in the regional Australia, you will get the 5 points. And spouse skill points. For an unmarried applicant, it is 10 points. Means in Australia, a single person will also get benefit. So it means if we are single, we shouldn't waste our time. We should apply for the Australia PR as soon as we can. Your spouse has no no skill assessment, but competent English, means spouse can also give the examination and get the 6 in each, and you will get the 5 points. And if your spouse is also a applicant in your PR application, then you will get the 10 points. So if you are calculating all these points and you will get your points calculation exactly 65 or more than 65, then it makes you eligible for the Australia PR process. Okay. All right. So let's do it practically. We have a points calculator. Let's calculate some of your points so that we will be able to connect with you. We will be able to interact with you as well. And then we will be able to calculate some of your points. Okay. So let me just share my screen and let me open the official points calculator. I'll take the help of one of my panelists or co-host so that you will be able to know how we need to use the points calculator. This is the points calculator. Before we use the points calculator, let me explain you the difference between the visa subclass 189, 190 and 491. And I'll explain this in Hindi as well, so please don't worry about that. So basically 189 is an independent visa, which means that if you get a nomination letter in this visa category, then it's up to you where you want to live and where you want to work in Australia. If you get a nomination from the 190, which means a state nomination, like we have two kinds of government, central government and state government. So 189 is the central government and 190 is exactly the state government. So if you get nomination from the state, then you will get the invitation from the state nomination, and then you need to be there in that state for the starting 2 years, which will be a part of subclass 190. 491 is basically a family sponsorship. So basically, if you have a PR holder, blood relative, if you have a blood relative who is a PR holder of Australia or who is an Australian citizen, then you can apply under that. But whether it's 189, whether it's 190, whether it's 491, the points criteria needs to be same. It needs to be 65 for all of them. Minimum is the 65. All right. Okay. So Shristi, would you like to help me here so that our audience will be able to understand how we calculate the points?
Sure, Afreen.
Sure. Okay. All right, Shristi. I hope you are also able to see my screen and you will be able to see the basic questions as well that we will also discuss. Okay. So which age band do you fit into? It would be at least 25, but less than 33 years?
Correct.
All right. Thank you. So Shristi, have you ever given any kind of IELTS?
No, not yet.
Okay, but I'm sure that if you will be giving that, at least you will be able to attain the proficient English, because as I discussed, that proficient is the minimum requirement.
Right.
Okay. May I know your total work experience outside Australia?
It should be between at least 3, but less than 5 years.
All right, great. Have you ever been worked in Australia? No. All right. And what is your highest educational qualification?
That is postgraduate diploma in banking and finance.
All right, great. No Australian study requirement and no special education qualification. Would you like to give any kind of NATI examination in future?
Okay. I would be, this would be convenient if I give it in Hindi.
If you give it in Hindi. All right. And if you don't mind, may I know your marital status?
That's single.
Single. Great. Okay. So as you all can see, based on the data that Shristi has provided to me, we have the points for age 30, for English language 10, for work experience outside Australia 5, for qualifications 15, for the NATI exam 5, for the partner skills, because she is a single applicant, and for a single applicant 10 points are given. She is getting 75 points, which is making her eligible straightforward for the Australia PR. Okay. Now, it's okay. You understand about the basic thing that 65 is the points criteria. You need to get the 65 points, and if you are getting 65 or more than it, it means you are eligible. Now what next? Okay, you got to know you are eligible, but how you will get to know that whether your visa subclass is 189, whether it's 190, whether it's 491, and how you will get to know what will be the rest of the process? Okay, so for that, let's come back to our presentation. Are you able to see? These are the occupations in demand in Australia. And I'm very sure you are able to see this 6-digit number, which is written in the brackets. So like for an example, for an accountant, there is a number which is known as 224 times 1. So this number in the blue, which is given in the bracket, is known as the NZESCO code. So this is the code system which is used by not only Australian government, but also by the New Zealand government. As I told you, Australia and New Zealand share a agreement between them. So the NZESCO code, ANZSCO, this code, this is a code which is describing the job duties. And for initiating the process, we need to choose one NZESCO code as per your job profiles, because this code will only decide the rest of the process, the rest pathway of the process. So first thing that we need to be very sure whether we are eligible or not, which means whether we are matching the 65 points criteria or not. Second thing, what we need to match the suitable and the perfect NZESCO code for our profile. The code which are matching our past job duties, which we have held in the last 10 years. Our job duties should match, if not exactly 100%, then at least more than 60 to 70%. Now, the question comes in mind, okay, Afrin, but these are only some codes. Like these are the codes which are highly in demand. But how we will search it? Where we will search the NZESCO code? And how we will gonna be utilize that NZESCO to know the rest of the pathway? So the answer is very simple. For each and everything, the Australian government is having a very subtle website where we can search each and everything for you. So this is basically the skilled occupation list. Okay. And here you will be able to see NZESCO codes. So the full form of the NZESCO is this: the Australian and New Zealand Standard Classification of Occupations. There are three lists. One is the MTSSL, which is the medium and long-term strategic skill list. Second one is the skilled occupation list, the short term. Okay. And third one is the regional occupation list. So there is a whole set of NZESCO codes like this. Okay. So let's take an example. This is 224 times 1 for an accountant. So this is the code and it will be the job duties of the code. Okay, like here, it will give you the proper overview about the accountants. Then it will give you the job duties as well. And it will give you the 3 codes, which will be coming under this group, which is accountant, management accountant, taxation accountant. And it will also give you some more examples like the financial analyst, insolvency consultant. Then these are the carbon accountant. Alternative means CA, the cost accountant, product accountant. Then here we have the taxation agents. So first thing what we need to do, we need to match the code with our profile, what we are doing in the last 10 years or in the domain in which we have the major of the experience. Okay. So once we will done with it, then we need to go back to the code. And if you are able to see that on these sides, these are the subclasses for which we are eligible. And in this, if we see, we are eligible for 189 as well. We are eligible for 190 as well. And we are eligible for 491 as well. Okay. So this will be the control. This will be the NZESCO code work. This will be the NZESCO code importance, that it will be only the NZESCO code which will be helping us to decide that what will be the remaining pathway for the process. So now we got to know about our NZESCO code. We got to know about the visa subclasses as well. What next? So in Australia, the initial documentation process starts from the skill assessment. Now, what is this skill assessment? Skills will comprise of your education plus your work experience. So the assessment which needs to verify your education and which needs to get the verification done for your work experience, that assessment is known as the skills assessment. And for that skill assessment also in Australia, the Australian government has designed a particular body, and that body will also be decided by your NZESCO code. Like for accountant, we need to get a skill assessment done from the IPA, from the CPAA, from the CAANZ, like this only. And what they will be, Australian government gonna do in your skill assessment, they will gonna be assess your education, that whether you are able to get the equivalency for your education, which they are having for the Australian education, and whether your work experience is relatable to the Australian work experience or not, which means they will be counting your work experience, that whether your 10 years of experience in the accounting is literally, they will be able to calculate for the 10 years. So these bodies need some documentation that your case manager will help you. You need certain kind of documents, your work experience documents, your educational documents, your identification documents. And once you submit these documents to the body, the documents will verify and they will give your skill assessment outcome report. Second thing you need to give, meanwhile this process is going on, because this skill assessment will gonna take minimum 2 months. You need to take your language test within those 2 months. Means 1 month you should prepare, second month you should give it. And in the third month, you are ready to lodge your profile or your expression of interest for this skill select, from where you will get a nomination letter. Okay. So this is how the process initiates. This is how the process runs. Okay. So these are some occupations. These are some more occupations or the job vacancies in like the software engineer, chefs, social workers, nurses, psychiatrists. These are some very, we can say that these are the demanded, and even you won't believe that for the nurses and the teachers, Australian government has launched that the visa will be processed within 3 days after getting a nomination letter. Whether you will get a 189, 190, 491 for a nurse, for a teacher, the visa will get processed only in 3 days. Okay. And at the ending stage where you need to register yourself for the visa application, then you need to get the medical done through the registered physicians, your police clearance done, and you need to show the proof of funds as well. Regarding these small details, please fill up the forms that our team is sharing with you so that you will be having a detailed counseling session with our immigration experts. Okay. So all right. I can see there are a lot of questions and answers. Okay, so I'll come to the questions and answers, and I'll request to all of the participants that please just raise your hand one by one. I'll be connecting with each of you personally. Okay. And then I'll be answering you. Before I'll start this Q&A session, I would like to tell you the services that we will be providing to you. First thing, if anyone is having any kind of doubt that how I'll be able to pay the fee, how I'll be able to pay these much of heavy amounts. So initially, till the time you are not getting a nomination letter, it's only skill assessment fees and the language test fees that you need to pay to the government. The skill assessment fees start from the 500 Australian dollar, goes up to 900 Australian dollar as well. And for the IELTS examination, as per the Indian currency, the fees is 14,500 INR. For PT, it should be between 12,000 to 15,000. Regarding our consultancy fees, we are having special discount offers because of the 26th January and Makar Sakrat. Also, we have loan partners with us, means if you are not able to give the one-time payment, then you can initiate the EMI process as well. We have a very good loan partners with us, so they will just calculate your eligibility, and if you are eligible for a loan, you can start your process on the EMIs as well. Okay. The case manager who will be provided to you, they will give you each and every detailed information regarding your process. Your relationship manager will communicate with you between the working hours very efficiently so that you will not feel any kind of lag for your process. Okay. And you will get all of the information, how you need to prepare the reference letter, how you need to prepare the sample letters, how you need to prepare the project report, what do you understand by the organizational chart. IELTS and PT training, we have the in-house trainers. We are the expert in the industry. We have more than like 300 plus trainers, as I discussed with you earlier. So these kind of benefits you will get from us. And if you talk about our success rates, we have successfully got the skill assessment more than 50 plus, and we have got the visas as well. For our testimonials, you can go through the online, our feedbacks and our reviews on the Trustpilot, on the Google reviews as well. You can check our YouTube channel as well, where some of the very good and very good clients of ours who got the success, they have given us the video testimonials as well. So you will get an idea how we are working with our clients. So let's come to the question and answer session. Meanwhile, let me just give you the details. If anyone want to take a screenshot, or if anyone want to take a snapshot of this picture, so you will be able to get connected with the company. Did say, yeah, Mr. Gary, I just said it right now that the teacher will get visa in 3 days. Visa means that once you get the nomination, then you will get visa. So before getting a visa, you need to get a nomination letter from the central government or from the state government. Okay. Our YouTube channel is same with the name of the getgis.org. Okay. So I'm TIG welder and 16 years experience in Gulf. Any work for me? Shoaib, you also need to apply for the trade workers. You also need to go through the skill assessment process. Okay. So 10 participants has raised the hand. I'll come to one by one. Okay. And I request all of the participants to whom I'll be giving the permission to talk, please ask your query very politely. And once your query will be resolved, please mute yourself so that the other participants will not get disturbed. Hi, Mr. Chandra, how are you? Mr. Chandra, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
हाँ जी मिस्टर चंद्रा जी, आपने अपना हाथ रेज किया था, आपकी क्या क्वेरी है, आप क्या जानना चाहते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया इमिग्रेशन के बारे में?
Actually, ma'am, I want to know that I'm a mathematics teacher, so can I get any opportunity there?
Yes, definitely. As I told you, Mr. Sani, that for the teachers and for the nurses, Australian government has just launched that the visa will be processed in only the 3 days. So, but it is only about the visa. Before getting a nomination, you need to follow the full process, which will be minimum compromising of the 7 to 8 months. So for that, first you need to get your experience and your education documents assessed through the AITSL, which is the teaching assessment body. Okay. And for the rest of the details, I would like that you should please fill the form so that one of our experts will be able to gonna connect with you and you will be able to get a full detailed counseling session.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Rajat. How are you? Rajat, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, Rajat.
Ma'am, I just want to know that I have done bachelor's in architecture.
Okay.
So how will I can be proceed with the PR?
Rajat, do you have work experience as well?
I have a work experience of 2 offices, like 6 months in one office and 1 year 5 months in another office.
I'm so sorry, Rajat, but for you, the PR is not an option right now because, as we told, minimum 3 years of experience is required. So it would be very fine that if you explore the study visa options for you for a master's program, or you should gain some more experience if you really want to apply for the PR.
Okay, but anyhow, can't I reach the 65 points?
No, Rajat, you will not be able to reach the 65 points because the work experience is a very critical factor which decides whether you will get the PR or not. And if you are not having the proper work experience, which should match the criteria which is set by the Australian government, it will not be good to lodge the application. As the thing which I feel very proud about our consultancies, we never give any kind of false information and any kind of false hope. So Rajat, if you really want to immigrate to a country right now at the moment, Canada is an option for you because there your eligibility will come, but not the Australia.
Okay, so like there is no other way to reach
There is the
the.
other way to reach to the Australia student visa. You can apply for a student visa and you will get the student visa easily because you have completed your bachelor's recently and you are holding approximately 2 years of experience, which is a very good experience for attaining a master's.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we are having the study team as well, Rajat. So if you are interested, just please fill the form so that the study team will be able to reach to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, Nitish. How are you? How may I help you?
Hello,
Yeah. Hi, Nitish. How may I help you?
ma'am. I just want to know that I have 22 years experience in stores and logistics.
Nitish, may I know your age, please?
45.
45. Nitish, I'm so sorry, but the last age on which we can apply the PR is 44.
Is there any work permit?
Work permit will be there, but for that you need to get connected with the Australian employer. So that is totally a different route, Nitish. But PR
Okay.
will not be an option for you. Work permit will be an option for you. So for that, please fill the form. The team will get connected with you, because giving an explanation about the work permit will take minimum 30 minutes. And I'm so sorry. Right now, we are not having, we are in a shortage of time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
I got 2 questions from, okay, Monica. My age is 30 and 10 years of experience along with 3 years of diploma in architecture. So Monica, do you have the same education? Like you have the same education in architecture as well? Please type your answer. Monica, you can talk to me right now. I have just unmute you. If you are able to listen to me. Hi, Monica, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Okay.
So my question is, I have 3 years of diploma after my 10 years of experience in architecture and interiors. So,
And are you married,
my
Monica?
profile, can I apply for? Yes.
So Monica, definitely your profile is eligible for the PR. Even the domain in which you are working is very great if you are working in the architecture only. Okay. But I will suggest you that you are in an age where you will get the maximum points, like between 25 to 33. So you should apply as soon as possible so that you will be having the maximum chances of getting the PR very early. Okay. And regarding the architecture, what are the opportunities? What will be the salary, basic salary? What are the occupation in demand? And how you will be able to initiate the process? What will be the skill assessment body? So for all that, we will connect with you in a separate counseling session where we will be able to give you a detailed counseling regarding all the things. Sameer, I have completed bachelor's in mechanical engineering and I have 2 experience in mine and 2 years in mechanical fields. Yes, Sameer, you are able to work in Australia. You need to apply for the Australia PR. Bhagat, for the same thing, like you have already done the ECA for the Canada process. IELTS is pending, working in mortgage industry in India as underwriter since 10 years, age 37 years. So Bhagat, you also need to apply for the Australia PR for the same.
I have one more question, please.
Yes, Monica.
So how long will the process take for? Like, what is the process?
Minimum it takes 9 to 10 months. Minimum time it takes for getting an invitation and for getting that invitation process, Monica, it will take minimum 9 to 10 months.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. It was Gary who also want to have a communication with me. Yeah. Gary, I have given you the permission to talk with me. Are you able to listen to me?
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for giving the opportunity. Just want to check a couple of things. For
Sure.
that teacher thing, AITSL says that you need to have that 45 days of teacher training supervised on a university letterhead, right? I was just looking at the website as you told me. So university would not offer that, college would give it in writing. So is it accepted or is it not accepted?
It will be acceptable, but any proof that you can show to them that yes, you were teaching there in university, like if you are able to show them your employment letter and you are able to show
No.
them your job description.
So for B.Ed, they actually want is what they mentioned is 45 days of supervised training as internship is what they wanted as a basic criteria. So, but University of Mumbai will not give that because universities are very strict about what they give, right? They just give you a convocation certificate stating that you've completed 2 years B.Ed. But Australia, for whatever I have heard, is they're very strict about they want it on a university letterhead.
Australia
So,
is very strict about the rules and regulations. So in that case, Gary, the only alternative is that the school or the college where you just completed an internship. If you will be able to get a letter from there.
Yeah, I'll get the letter from them, but is it accepted? Because
that
what
will be
I
accepted.
have read is, what I've read is that they typically are very strict about the rejected.
That will be acceptable, and for that, what you need to do, you need to make a statutory declaration or affidavit where you will be giving this explanation that why you have opted this way, because the university is not able to share this confidential information, and that is the reason we need to get it from the college, and that affidavit you need to get the notarized.
Okay, and if I may ask just a couple of two small questions, Nati is to be given in India or it's to be given abroad?
It is given to be in India, so that because all of the points that will be calculated in your expression of interest, they will be calculated on the factors that you will be having at that time with you.
No. So Nati test, can I give it in India or do I have to travel to Australia to give that test?
No, you need to give it in India only. No one needs to travel to Australia just for giving the Nati examination.
Okay, and last point, you said academic 8 band in all. Is it a total of 8 band or is it like all
See,
4
for
modules?
AITSL, you also need to give the IELTS academic. For the teaching profile, the IELTS general and academic both needs to be given. Academic needs to be given for the skill assessment, whereas general needs to be given for the migration. So for academic, the requirement is 8 in each they want, because you will be representing a teaching field, and the Australian government is expecting that the teacher would be very efficient in the English language.
Okay, and do they actually accept Indian teachers? Was something going on my mind for a while, because
they definitely accept the Indian teachers and the nurses as well. And even like for the nurses and teachers, they have given a special opportunity. I'll show you as well, all of you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. You've been helpful. Sorry for taking too much time. Sorry.
No, not an issue at all. And even if you feel any kind of query, just let us know. The team will gonna connect with you, and you can have a personal counseling session with me, at least for 30 to 45 minutes. And we will be able to we will be able to close all of your queries. So not an issue.
May I know whom am I talking to Shrishti or is it someone else on the call?
This is Afreen. Okay.
Afreen. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I missed your name. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, guys. Yes, Harshita, you will be able to connect over the Zoom call. Dharani, let me give you the access for speaking with me. Vikram, you have completed BA, PGDCA, German language and GIS diploma in Kolhapur. Great. So is there anything for bankers? Okay. So first of all, I'll answer you, Vikram. We have the EMI process and everything. So please fill the form and the counselors will get connected with you. Shrishti, I would like to request you that please circulate the form to everyone. Bhagat, please fill the form. The person will get connected with you. I know you are connected for Australia. Yeah. So basically, I'm really very sorry, but it would not be feasible for us to answer each and every query just over the chat or over a personal communication, because the queries for the immigration take times. You need to get clear with the queries that you are having in your mind. It is very necessary before initiating a process. But just before wrapping up the webinar, I would like to say sometimes, just 1 second, please. Jay, please fill the form that the counselors and the panelists are sharing in the chat box, and then they will gonna connect with you personally. So I would like to just say this thing only. Sometimes we are thinking whether we should start or not start, whether we will get it or not get, whether I'll be able to match the cutoff or not. Like there are a couple of questions, or there are like this sawalon ka tsunami that got running in our mind. So I myself personally feel, being to this in immigration sector, that we should try and we should get failed. It is very better to get failed and tried instead of never trying, so that at least we will not be having any kind of regret in future that I haven't tried any kind of immigration opportunity for me. And that time we will be regretting that I was having a very good age, I was having the perfect education, I was having the perfect experience, but the only thing that I didn't took the risk. Immigration is all about the probability, but we don't know whether the probability can be more than 90% and the dice can be in our corner. So that is the reason, if we want to make our dream come true, which is particularly related to the immigration, we should give it a try. Because even if we are trying and we are not getting a reward, then even we will be get satisfied. And when we are trying, then I'm very sure we will be having definitely some opportunities over there. Anjita, software opportunities are very good. IT is a field which is everywhere popular in the world. Okay, Shrishti, I think we are good to wrap up the webinar. So just please give a thank note to all of the attendees and please request them to fill this form before just leaving the webinar, so that any one of the team can connect with them.
Okay. Thank you, Afreen, for your valuable session. Also, all of the attendees are requested to fill in the form, and our counselors will get in touch with you for a personal counseling session. And we would be glad to resolve all of your immigration related doubts and concerns over a personal Google Meet or over a personal call. And we shall be, or we will be, clearing all of your doubts related to Australia permanent residency over that call itself. So we have circulated the form, and please fill in, and hope to hear from you all soon. And have a very nice evening. Thank you all. Thank you, Afreen.